Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Landbreaker from 52 Toys. For those who don't know, 52 Toys is basically the toy company that makes the Beast Box line, which are basically one of these things where you fold up a robotic animal into a cube. And yeah, so apparently they recently, they were taking pre-orders for this. They have recently started releasing, or their first product line called the AMTS, which is basically a set of blocks which can combine into a mech. And when I first saw the promo pictures, I definitely told myself that I will get this. And here we have the review. So yes, unlike most Beast Box toys, I don't think this will be considered as the Beast Box or Mega Box line. I think they're just going to call it the AMTS line as far as I know. So if you buy this, you'll probably get at least more, you'll be getting 2 cubes, and each of them will compose of a different component. They can change into their own vehicle or form, and then you can combine the two to make the main mech. So yeah, so as usual, let's go over the components. So before we go over the components, as usual, I just wanted to show you guys the box. Here we have the box. Here is the picture of the Landbreaker. Definitely looking cool. I really like the art style regarding this. So yeah, I think they really have potential here. And here is like a sample where you have 2 cubes. One of them turns into, both of them turns into like a construction vehicle, and then they can combine into the mech, which is the Landbreaker. Alright, so as usual, regarding components, you obviously get the 2 cube mechs, and then you get the 2 cube cases, which are called the box chargers. So you don't need to worry about only having one. You do get the manual, and the manual is done pretty well. They give you all the instructions to make how to make them into the box modes, how to turn them into, or how to combine them, and more designs. So currently, there's only 2 that are mentioned in the manual, but the manual also does mention these parts where you can take it off. You can take these apart and make your own version if you have multiple, or like you have more potential going on here as well. The other one is a combination plan 2, which is a vehicle mode, which I won't be showing the progress because it's a little bit more complicated. Alright, so let's get them out of the boxes. Actually, before that, here are the components. So first of all, you still get your catalog. You get the basic instruction sheets for the box chargers, and this one you only get one of these PVC cards, I believe. And the way how these are supposed to work is that I didn't show this on my last review, which was the Leviathan. So originally, as far as I understood it, that you have to put it, you fold it in half, you put it inside there, and then you put the cube inside, which allows you to, which if you open it right away, it already pops out a little bit, so you have a much more easier time bringing it out. Of course, the problem with this is that it doesn't really close up that well, so which might be a problem. So for me, I think it's not a big deal, so I'm not gonna keep the PVC card inside. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and let me just get rid of the other stuff, the cards, the rotating stand. So as I mentioned, you get 2 of the box chargers slash cases, so you don't need to worry about them. And you can either attach them from bottom to top, or you can snap them together by side by side. So it's all really up to you. So if you have multiple Beast Boxes with these cases, it's really gonna be nice to display all of them together. Alright, so we're gonna go one by one. So this review, I'm planning on making it into a 2-part review because of the structure of these toys. So on part 1, I'll be showing these things to individual, and part 2, I'll be showing the combination of the Landbreaker, and just show you guys the other module version as well. Alright, so let's see. Well, let's look at these 2 cubes first. So this one is called code 1, and then this one is called code 2. Usually you would think they would go for unit 2 or something like that, but still not a big deal here. So their transformation is pretty simple. For this one, you just need to open up these claws. You just extend these claws first. On one side we have a claw, and then on the other side we have what you call a drill, which is more of a jackhammer if you ask me. And then number 2 is that you might want to make some space here, but still, if you look at these cubes closely, they all have these small pegs and hole systems to lock everything into place. So you might need to, loosen those up. So the manual does kind of explain it in a little bit more complicated way, but basically what you do is you have to rotate this section here, and then basically put it back up, and you can still hear the squeaking noise. So yeah, I'll get into it later. So you pull this back up, and then you just pretty much just reposition the wheels slash tractors here. So it's really up to you which way you want to do so, or which style you want. I'm just following the basic general directions, or the basic forms of how the manual mentions it. So you basically put the tractors or wheels like that, and then once again you put the arms like this, so this part is facing forward, and then you flip this up, and then yeah, actually it's the other way around. So you have to make sure this part is going up front, but the part that folds up goes upwards. So, and then you can rotate this around to make it look like that. So you do that for the other section right over here. You can always, you don't need to do it like this all the time. You can kind of, you know, open this section up and then reveal number one. You can open this section to reveal the drill, and for the claw you can leave it like this, but it's actually technically folded up, so you need to make these come forward to make it look like and actually function as actual claws. And there we go, we have unit 1 slash code 1. Very simple looking thing. Definitely is something you would see in a construction site. I really like the orange colors and going on here. And then here we have a opening cockpit. Oops. There we go. We have an opening cockpit that actually does reveal a seat. Now, this thing does not come with any figures to put those inside there, but still, I believe there are some toys that should be able to fit inside there. So that's pretty much it for for code 1. And code 2 is pretty much simple. You just open these, you flip these down as well, and then you pull up or push up these sections here, and then you move these two sections up. It's actually technically tell you to do this first and then you pull it up, but it doesn't really matter at this point. And then you open these sections to the side, and then what I like to do is kind of open this section up right over here, and then you gotta kind of rotate it around so these sections come out forwards. So you move it up a little bit forward here, and then you close it up. And then from here it's pretty simple. Now these parts may look a little bit long, but that's just how it is supposed to be, like this. So you kind of fold it as much as you can. You flip this section right over here to make another claw, and yeah, pretty much just reposition it wherever you want. And for the other side we have this section with the chainsaw. And there you go, we have another construction vehicle. Well, not much of a construction vehicle that's on a construction site, but more of in the logging camp, if you ask me. But still, and we have this section right over here you can extend, and that looks pretty good if you ask me. So let me just readjust the camera. So definitely looking good. And this one also has a cockpit where you can pull this down and then open this section up to reveal an actual piloting seat. So once again, I'm pretty sure there's a small figure outside there that you can actually fit in. So yeah, and I'm just gonna close it up like that. So once again, this one has a chainsaw, this one has a claw as well. So regarding articulation, it's pretty much what you think. You can pretty much rotate this top section if you want to do so. You can move the arms side by side, but once again, these are mostly for the reason why there's articulation is pretty much for the Landbreaker mode. So yeah, but once again, you don't really need to follow these instructions. You can pretty much do it whatever you want. You can just extend the body top to make it look even taller like that, or even do something more crazier, because on Twitter I've seen people buy multiple of these, because these are actually they're modular, so you can buy multiple of this and to make it into even a bigger giant mech if you want to do so. And I really like the concept. I definitely like it. And 52 Toys is also working on their second AMTS model, ATMS model, which is a blue version, which is a blue mech, which has a submarine for the top. The bottom section, I'm not sure what it is yet, but still, they are working on their second mech there. So I'm definitely gonna get that if they actually if it does release. So yeah. All right, so this was part 1 to show you guys the basics of the each code 1 and code 2 of the Landbreaker. On part 2, I'll be showing you guys the combination. So I'll be right back.